Welcome to SkinnyBoy-Entertainment. Thank you for joining me. Listen, if you're new to this channel, I need you to hit that like and that subscribe button. We're almost to 600 subscribers. Yeah. Listen, if there's anything you want to do in life, I say do it. I say take a risk on you. Invest in yourself. Stay in shape. Look in the mirror every single day and say, do I look the best that I can right now? Today we're going to be reacting to Andrew Tate, how he would fix America. And I believe MAONO does a great job of covering him, what he went through in prison, how he handled it, his mindset. And I want to share this information with the rest of you young men. Life will always give you problems. How do you traverse through it? How do you pick yourself back up and say, enough is enough, it's time I do better? So without further ado, let's get it.
President, then you brought in Putin.
Yeah.
So then that discourages for somebody to think they can make real change. Okay.
Yeah.
So two questions. One, if you are the president today, I'm sure you've thought about it.
Yeah.
What policies would you attack? Right now in America, I watched RFK. I don't know if you listened to the recording yesterday.
I've heard. Yeah.
What he said about the angle he would take with pharma, he says, all these things we're talking about guns. He says, how is it that we have the same amount of guns as Switzerland does per capita, but Switzerland hasn't had a school shooting in 21 years. We had it 21 hours ago, and we just had one last night, by the way, big one. I don't know, in Virginia, I want to say, right? 7 people shot. Yeah, 7 people shot just yesterday, right?
Every day.
There was actually a mass shooting in Chicago Monday. I believe 23 was injured and 1 killed. So it never stops.
Every day, you're talking about fentanyl, you're talking about the drugs, you're talking about LGBTQ, you're talking about military-industrial complex, economy, taxes. What would be top 3 issues you would attack if you were president today?
And that's so interesting, because before I answer that question, that ties back into what we were saying earlier about men's mental health. They pretend they give a shit about men's mental health. But if you come along and actually advocate and tell men how to be happier. I've been a sad man and a happy man. I am a man. I know exactly how it feels on all ranges of emotion. And I'll be honest with you right now, when a man is sad, yeah, there is an inclination towards aggression. That's how we're born, that's how we're evolved. We're evolved with that inclination towards aggression. We need that to protect and provide. That's who we are. We need that bravery. But having a bunch of depressed, sad men who have no emotional control is dangerous for society. I say this all the time.
That's what I speak on all the time. You must learn to manage your emotions. Very important. Come on.
The time. They try and pretend that I'm somehow dangerous for society by telling men to stand up for themselves and be masculine. Absolutely not, really not. When you tell a man to have no emotional control and be more feminine, that's a school shooter. A school shooter is not a man with masculine accountability. He's a man who's told, act how you feel.
Yes.
All the time. Then he gets picked on.
Yes. Imagine someone sleep with your girlfriend. You don't know how to feel. You're pissed. You're mad. You allow every feeling in you to take over. Next thing you know, you're in prison for shooting somebody. And then you're asking yourself, what happened? You have no idea how to deal with your emotions. You've lost it. You need to learn, young men, how to handle your emotions. Or it might be the end of your life. You might regret something for the rest of your life. He's spitting facts, as always. Come on.
For long enough. Throw on some drugs on top his psychiatrist gave him. Throw in a lack of a girlfriend. And he's had enough. That's where school shooting comes from. School shooting does not come from men being masculine. It comes from the absolute opposite of these things. And they know this. They know this very, very well. To fix society, we have to fix that at the most base level, the root level. I think America and most countries need more transparency and understanding of how things work. But when they're attacking the family unit, they're attacking all of these issues. Every issue you've just labeled all starts back down to the beginning. I really think the reason I would like to argue, and I don't know any of the statistics on this, in the 1950s, I'm sure there was prevalence of guns all around America, but there just wasn't the school shooting. Why? What was different? What was different in the years before that there is now? I think it's just because children obeyed their parents, and their parents were a family, and there was a degree of responsibility that was instilled inside of people, and there's a degree of accountability, and also there was a degree of honor and pride.
Great question.
There's a degree of honor and pride. Yeah. I'll tell you something now. I bet in the 60s, 70s, whatever, in any country in the world, people didn't want to do dumb shit because the family would be known as criminals. Ooh. The last name would be tarnished. Their son did this. You hear what they...
How many of you people actually, before you do something, you actually think, how did this affect my family? My name. How does this affect my family? But we have a lot of young, rampant kids out here who don't even think twice about pulling the trigger. They don't think twice about doing something that's going to change their life. They just allow their emotions to get the best of them. What he is saying right now, your family, your last name that you carried, it mattered. Now that holds no weight today because you don't care. Just go on.
Their son did. There was a vested interest in all of it. Now you have a school shooter who's going to go out there, be a piece of shit and kill people, and then their parents are on TV, well, yeah, he was failed by the system. They don't even feel any shame. It's unbelievable. If one of my children or someone close to me did something that heinous, I would be disgusted. I would apologize just for the name alone. There's no honor left. There's no pride left in the name. And this is what happens when you remove honor and pride from people. If you have no honor and no pride, nothing really matters. What matters anyway? It doesn't matter if you're out of shape. It doesn't matter if your kid's a piece of shit and a criminal. Nothing matters without honor and pride. And this is done on absolutely every level. I said this to Tristan the other day. I was actually saying we were driving, well, the other day, long time ago. I haven't left the house in a while. We were driving and I said even on the most base level, I said every building is ugly. Have you noticed that every new building is ugly? It's ugly. Tristan goes, yeah, it's all the same glass, big square, ugly building. In the 1400s, we built these ornate, gorgeous buildings.
Stop it right there. I need to talk about what he said. Honor and pride. Young men, this is what I always say. When you look in that mirror, look at yourself. And can you say, man, I look good? Be prideful about who you are. Be prideful of your last name. Your last name, it matters. You are the one person that is going to start something big in your family. My last name is Zumi. I plan to do great things with that name. Honor and pride. Have honor in where you're from. Have respect for yourself. Don't allow the world to tell you it's okay to be comfortable. He's saying the lack of honor and pride in young men, the lack of honor and pride in America, that is the reason. Things are starting not to make any sense anymore, as you can see. Everything this man is saying, regardless if you hate him, he's speaking facts right here. Let's go.
And now everything's ugly. Why is that? And well, I'll tell you why it is. It's because they don't want you to have any intrinsic attachment to a specific place. If all the buildings are beautiful in a specific town, you have intrinsic attachment to that town. You care about that town. You want good things for that town. You'll protect that town. You'll defend that town. What is that? That's a barrier. That's a parameter. If everything looks the same all the time, you'll just move. Who cares? Oh, they've messed up San Fran. Who cares? I'll just move somewhere else. Let's move somewhere else. It's all the same. Globalism doesn't matter. It's all the same. Buildings in Berlin and New York, they all look the same. Where's all the beauty gone? When there's beauty, you have an attachment to that beauty. They want to remove all your attachments from everything. Even now, when they try and psyop you into, let's say, the way that models all look different than they used to before, right? Models all look different.
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, and I was arguing this point, and someone's saying, oh, but that's because you have Eurocentric beauty standards. I said, no. I'm going to correct you, because I know you think you sound smart using the word Eurocentric, and I'm going to correct you because you're a dumbass. Let me tell you what beauty standards are. Beauty standards, by definition, for something to be beautiful, has to at least be unique. If everything is beautiful, then it's not beautiful. If everything's beautiful, then it's standardized. For you to take a model who looks the way they look without any effort at all, and they look like most out of shape, uninteresting people on the street, you cannot call that beautiful because it's standardized, you can see it everywhere. Beauty means it must have been difficult to obtain. Whether it's a building, it's difficult to make because it's ornate, or a woman who's trained really hard to have a beautiful figure, that is difficult. Difficulty and beauty are linked. You can't have beauty without difficulty. You cannot show me another model and tell me that my Eurocentric beauty standards are saying she isn't.
So for those of you women, for those of you men who don't want to work towards themselves, but you claim you're beautiful, oh, beauty's nice to the beholder. Y'all better stop. Stop. You gotta work to obtain something that is harder to get to. That's beautiful. That's unique. That's the individual I want to be like, because he's different. He's not like everybody else. Because what's the point of calling yourself beautiful if you do not work for it? Come on now. But we live in a society where they tell you it's okay to be fat. It's okay to eat whatever you want. It's okay to be similar. It's frowned upon to be different. Come on now, he's spitting facts.
Hot, because that's not why. She isn't hot because she's made no effort. She hasn't tried. That's why. And they're doing this with everything. Everything is ugly. Nothing has a standard. Nobody has to try for anything. No parameter. No baseline belief of what's true and what's false. Everything's subjective. Your truth. No, there's the truth. There's no such thing as your truth.
Facts.
And this is an attack on every single level. They're assaulting us from everywhere. Even the buildings they build are assaulting you, so you can't even just drive through a town and go, wow, look how much energy has been put into this place. I love this place. I will not allow them to do it to this place. Now it's just like, we can move there. Let's move there. It's all the same anyway. It's all a Starbucks on the corner and a 7-Eleven. Who cares? It's all the same. Why fight? Why fight for any of it? Mm-hmm. It's all done purposefully. I'm telling you, call me a conspiracy theorist, call me crazy. I don't understand why an architect would now decide, who hires an architect? I'm going to build a building. Let me hire an architect to come up with the same sketch of the same bullshit building, which is already existing everywhere. How much did I pay him? Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to build a skyscraper made of grass that looks like every other one. Is that it? We did all this 600 years ago. We built cathedrals, and now we build this crap? Why? Everything is on purpose. It's all a psyop. It's all a psyop. When they're putting these models on there, the psyop is you don't have to try. You don't have to try at anything. Don't try. Doesn't matter. Just don't try. Wait for the government. We'll give you some food stamps. You'll be okay. It's
participation trophies.
It's slavery. It's slavery. When you need to do every single thing they say to eat, that's their end goal.
Yes.
That's what they want. It's slavery. They don't want you trying anything. Even going to the gym today is an...
How many of you guys wait for someone to tell you what to do? Huh? How many of you guys actually lead by example? See, listen, a lot of you guys are followers. When have you said enough is enough? I'm going to change my life. But I know it's probably not easy. So how long are you going to be frustrated with yourself about the same old, same thing, going to the same job that you hate? We live in a society where internet is accessible to everybody. Read about it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm an engineer right now. I'm trying to transition into sales. So what do? I start reading books about sales. I start applying myself. I start applying to job applications. I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm moving. I'm moving in Texas for a new opportunity. Because I see there's a certain lifestyle that I want to live. I will obtain it by working for that opportunity. A lot of you guys like to follow. Stop following people because they'll follow you down into the wrong path. And you wonder what happened. Let's continue.
An act of rebellion. Even being in good physical condition is an act of rebellion. If I put up a photo of me and I'm in good physical shape, there are people who write underneath it, oh, you're dumb, you train so... They insult you for it. Like, you're a bad person because you have standards for yourself. That's the level of bug man they want to get you to. Of course, these people will give up meat and eat the bugs and live in the pod. Of course they will. They have no standards. They have no self-respect, no standards. Of course they can live in an ugly building, a big, ugly matrix pod. That's all they want.
Is it somebody has to sell you on that? Or is it going back to conditioning? Or what would it be? Is it someone selling you or is it conditioning?
And it goes back to my original point about the family. I do believe that the reason we didn't have so many problems before is because I believe the families had standards. And some cultures still do. I have friends who are Chinese. My dad, I cannot not get an A. That's just their culture. When my dad was still alive and he was teaching chess, my dad would charge $400 or $500 an hour for chess lessons. And towards the end of his life, he goes, all of my students are Chinese or Indian. Nobody else wants to spend money, $500 an hour to teach their kids chess. Only the Chinese and Indians will spend that money to make sure their kid is that good. So that's it. They're the ones who invest the most in their children. They still care on that level. But most families don't wake up and go, I want my children to act a certain way for the legacy, for the family name as a whole. I'm instilling standards upon them because of the last name. My entire life.
Man, I apologize, but this man keeps dropping gems. He keeps dropping gems. It used to be standards. Man, I tell you, listen, dear future kids, y'all gonna be one of the greatest. I promise you guys. I'm not working this hard just for myself. I will establish wealth for my family for the name's sake. SkinnyBoy-Entertainment. Man, I see Skinny Boy as a company. That's what I see. See, Proverbs said where there is no vision, the people perish. When you have no vision for your life, he's dropping gems. Y'all need to listen to this man more. Well, have a very, oh man, come on, man.
My life I've had standards instilled upon me. My entire life. Your last name's Tate, you can't do that. Your last name's Tate, you're not allowed to do that. Your last name's Tate, hit him back. I've been like that my whole life. And now we've removed all standards from everybody. This is why you get school shooters. These school shooters should be too embarrassed to even embarrass their fathers. They should wake up and go, I would never do this to my family. And I'll also, this is definitely gonna get me canceled, but I'm gonna say it because it's true. I'll say it by extension for suicide. I don't care what you do to me. I'm Andrew Tate. I cannot kill myself. I can't. I'm not allowed. It's against the creed of my last name. I didn't have ancestors who suffered how they suffered, who went through what they went through, for me to be born to kill myself. That's not the end of my story. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. No matter how bad it gets or what bad situation I'm in, I refuse to do it because I have too much respect for my last name. I won't do it. And I think that a lot of things, a lot of men's mental health, a lot of crises can actually just come back to the old adages of honor. And you can fix a lot of it. Your girl left you, you miss her. I get it. We've all been heartbroken. She's with a new guy. You're upset. She doesn't care. You care. I get all of it. But there has to be a point where you get to a level of pride and you just go, that's not who I am. I lost her. That's life.
What I say, get to the point where you say enough is enough. Man, come on. How many of y'all do actually respect yourself? Do you respect yourself to acknowledge this is not me? See, I don't care how much you've broken me. I will keep pushing on. I don't care what you say about me. I'm going to keep pushing on. I don't care how you look at me. I'm going to keep pushing on. Come on, man. And y'all hate this man. Why? People hate this man for speaking truth. He's dropping gems to you guys. And young men, I need you to understand you must be able to articulate yourself. Love yourself. Have pride in yourself. Respect yourself. There are certain things I will not do because my family don't do it. I'm sorry. Now, as for you and your household, I respect you guys. As for me, we don't go there. Listen, me and my household, we believe in God. God has protected me throughout my whole life. I don't have to push it down on you. I understand. Just as for me and my family, God will lead our household. He will protect us. He will provide for us. And we will keep on striving every day to do better. You have to respect yourself. Let's go on. I'm enjoying this, man. I really am.
You just got to get on with it. And the best way is to have, where do you find the strength when you're in these difficult situations? I always find the strength from my last name. I'm Andrew Tate. I'm Andrew Tate, so I just have to do it. I'm in a Romanian jail cell. I wake up, there's cockroaches in my bed. They're all over my face. What am I going to cry? Am I bitch out? Am I going to go and sign a piece of paper and say I'm guilty? I'm going to sell my brother out? Is that what I'm going to do? Am I going to go fucking lie and put these and sell the girls out like they want me to? Am I going to stand up and say I'm sorry for saying go to the gym like a pussy? No, I'm going to take the cockroaches off my mouth. I'm going to do some push-ups because I'm Andrew Tate. When shit really gets hard, honor and courage and bravery and your last name is all you've ever had. It's all you're going to have. And it used to be like that in the olden days. That's why no one did this dumb shit. They were just too embarrassed to even do it. And this is why you're saying, how do we fix the country? Absolutely all of it comes down to the fact that, especially with men, none of them are bestowed with the things that the masculine essence needs to be a good man. You need pride, you need honor, you need a healthy level of ego, you need all of these things. We're taking it all from boys, and what are we giving them instead? Video games, porn, weed. And what do you expect of these people? What do you expect of these shit versions of men?
Right. Video games, porn, and weed. That's all y'all do. You allow everything else to distract you from what is your purpose in life. See, you was created to do something, but you allow the world to consume you. Oh man, I'm glad he's dropping gems. Do you understand what's going on with this world? There are so many distractions out there. You are slowly falling into abyss. They want you to accept everything in this world. When are you going to say enough is enough? When are you going to wake up? When are you going to say, I need to pick up a book? Anything you are interested in, pursue it. Anything you are interested in, stay in it consistently. That's how you grow. Young man, heartbreak will teach you something. It will teach you. It will teach you. Heartbreak will teach you how to move on in life. Listen, no matter how depressed you are, the sun still shines another day, regardless of how you feel. So until you get to the point, until you say, I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of being my meat. I'm tired of not being able to talk to women. What the hell are you going to do about it? Come on, man.
Besides trash output. You're going to get garbage all across the spectrum. Either they're going to do nothing or they're going to do something bad. They're certainly not going to do anything good when they don't try for anything in their lives. How are they going to do something good? The scary thing about all of this is that there still are two teams in the world. And there is a side of the world where they don't accept this crap. How long is America going to compete globally when you have countries like China and Russia and these other countries where they don't do this? I don't know if you saw, they did that survey to kids of what they want to be when they grow up. Did you ever see that? Yeah, it was crazy. Every American kid wanted to be a YouTuber. Yeah. Every Chinese kid wanted to be an engineer or an astronaut. Yeah. Who owns the future? Who owns the future? We're in so much trouble. We're in so much trouble as a society, and what are we arguing over? It's insane.
And what do they show you on TikTok, though?
Oh, absolutely, exactly.
But let's stay on this. You asked a very important question. Let's go back to it. We had the same amount of guns, 1950 per capita. Brandon, can you look at that per capita, how many guns we had in 1950 versus today? Yeah. But it's relatively the same. Gun laws haven't changed dramatically from 1950 till today. What's changed from then to today? We took out God out of school. Prozac was invented in 1987. Yep. The law to legalize advertising.
We took out God out of school. One.
Drugs, big pharma in America was 1985. It's only 2 countries in the world that can advertise, us and New Zealand.
Crazy.
So you got God, you got Prozac, you got big pharma advertising, you got the LGBTQ movement that's taking place. You got all of that taking place to where we are today. So
when you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. Come on, man. Come on. Oh man, I'm enjoying this interview. Everything about this interview is fantastic. What can you disagree with? Nothing. They are slowly infecting you every single day.
When you're talking about guns, what has changed? It's not the guns that's changed. Society has changed. Standards have changed.
Completely.
Yes. Go watch my last video. Governor California. Please go watch that video, man. Please go watch that video. Governor Newsom.
So how do you fix that? So if that is the biggest problem you're selling, number one, here's a problem. Let me sell you why this is the problem. Okay, the people are like, you're right, I'm buying it. Give us a solution. What's the solution?
Yeah, I think the solution comes back down to family values, and that's a very difficult question to answer because it's across the entire spectrum, right? I do feel like it's almost a race to the bottom for men and women now in the modern society. I don't think women are being very good women. I don't think men are being very good men. And I think both of that is accelerating against each other, and it's a race to the bottom.
How do you fix that?
It's difficult. It's hard. And I still think one of the easiest ways to do that is God. I think if you bring back some degree of morality and some degree of standard to both sexes, I think things will start to get better. I can tell you right.
Here's another, I want to put pushback on that though. How do you bring back God in a society that is godless? In a society that doesn't even deem that churches are starting to close. People don't value themselves anymore. That's hard. Like as much like I love that answer, but I also hate that answer because you cannot bring God in a community that doesn't want to know God. I think we have to lead by example. One, lead by example. I think we start to pay attention to local politicians. Be mindful of who we vote in. We need to stop thinking the president's going to solve everything. We need to stop idolizing one person to solve our problems. We need to start in schools. We need to start implementing critical thinking. How are you going to solve this issue? We need to change how our structure of learning is based. It's okay to work as a team, because in the real world, you are working as a team to solve a solution. We need to get rid of our current test. Oh man, there's so much. I'd like that answer, but I also do not like that answer. We need to start with us. Lead by example. Change up the method that we're teaching these kids. Let's go.
Right now, they talk about why does men not want to get married anymore. Men don't want to get married anymore. They come up with all these elaborate reasons. The main reason men don't want to get married anymore is because their girlfriend was with me for free. So why are they going to marry her? That's the bottom line of it. Why would you? A white dress means virgin. Marry who? A girl from the club who your friends have been with? You want to marry her? Like when you remove all of the morality from life, you just end up in a scenario where the only possible logical move is to act without morals. Game theory, right? We sit there and we analyze things logically. If you're going to be, if all the women you meet are immoral, how are you going to act? You act morally, you get wrecked. So how do you act? Immorally. It's a race to the bottom. We have to fix society as a whole, and it comes down to even the most basic things like female promiscuity, the most basic things like men sticking up for their last name, the most basic things like men having to be too honorable and too proud to be out of shape or be poor or not take care of a woman. I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about men. Any woman who's with me, her life is fixed. That is my job. I'm Andrew Tate. I would be embarrassed to have a girl say, I'm Andrew Tate's girlfriend, and have to work her job, unless she wanted to. She can do anything she wants. She's my chick. You can have anything. You run the world now. You're with the top G. Anything you want is mine. I'll take care of you in every single way, but you must take care of me. I take care of you financially and physically. You must protect me spiritually. You must do your job. It's a race to the bottom on both sides. And when you have two genders racing to the bottom, and then
I like that. I like that a lot. Young men, you have to get to the point where you have to stop chasing these women and upgrade yourself, work on yourself. And then when you get in the position where you can say, you know what, it's time for me to find my queen, because I've established my life to where I can support her and I can support myself. I need to find somebody who can heal my mind when I'm done from the war. I come back home. You are my peace. You are my everything. You keep me in bound. No woman should allow their man to fall down. You should be there to support me. When I'm not feeling like myself, you are there to uplift me. I like what he said. Let's go.
a child is born, what do we expect from this child? Who's raising the child? The school, the TV, the internet? You trust these people? Look what they're injecting into them. So another thing that's very interesting, you talk about the 1950s, another thing that was different. In the 1950s, parents raised their kids. Who raises kids nowadays? School, internet, Twitch. How much time do you spend talking to your child compared to the programming they get from the Matrix? You're losing in terms of pure minutes. You're losing. You can't even control what your child sees in school anymore. You don't even know. And when you find out they do what they did in California, they're like, what? Most people don't even know this. You have children 15 years old, I've seen it on YouTube, arguing with their own parents, disagreeing with their own parents. The whole point of having children is to instill your values in them. I want my sons to be Andrew Tate. They must think and act and be like me. And for someone, I've had people say to me, what if they're not? If they're not, they're not. That's fine. But the whole point of me having them was my lineage. That's the whole point of me suffering to.
Facts, like oh man. Oh, he's dropping gems. He's dropping gems. I need all young men listening. I need you to share this video with somebody. Share this video with somebody who's lost. You must get to the point where you are confident in yourself. Share this video. Learn. Think for yourself. The world would tell you how to control your kids. School is right. I made a video and it was about who is influencing you. Who's influencing you right now? Who's raising your children? Do you know what they're teaching?
Raise them was my lineage. Why would I raise them to be anything other than what I believe I should be and they should be? That's the whole point of it, and I'm proud of that. I'm not going to sit and apologize for wanting my sons to be Tates. I'm not going to apologize for it. I don't care what the school wants them to believe. They believe what I want them to believe because they are mine.
Yep.
But all of that's gone. So then we also talk about what's different between the 1950s and today. These kids are being raised by people who aren't their parents, and whoever's raising them clearly ain't teaching them anything good. It's teaching them, if you feel act how you feel. You can't tell men that. It's dangerous. You can't tell men to act how they feel. You can't tell men to not have emotional control. You can't tell men to cry anytime they want.
You're creating soft men. Soft men react on their feelings. Hey, hey Rosa, do you want to go out with me? No, I'm gonna kill you. do you see, man, listen. All throughout my life, I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all. I'm 26, and I've seen a lot of men who once they get rejected, it's like their life is over. This world is raising men to become soft. Act on your feelings. Who the hell told you that? Act on your feelings. Come on, man.
Because men don't just cry sad, they cry angry. They cry very angry. You don't want that. You have to teach them stoicism. You have to teach them all of these things. And it's all gone.
So, okay, so let's stay on this. This is actually a very interesting topic we're in, from 1950s till today. So you're saying if somebody is a Tate, if somebody is my wife, if somebody is my son, you're going to be doing this. I'm not going to let a teacher X, Y, Z. Okay. Well, 85–90% of America doesn't have the money to be able to put them in a private school.
Correct.
Where right now is June. If you go on YouTube or Twitter and look at Pride Month, everywhere kids are coming to school. Parents, teachers got these pride stuff going on all over the place. Parents are like, look, I'd love to put them in a private school, but even some private schools are doing it right now. In Florida, there is a private school. It's known one of the best private schools out there. You know which one I'm talking about? I won't mention it. Starts with the letter P. People should know what it is, but they all know what I'm talking about. We have a party at our house, okay? And baseball. My son, so he's got a baseball. All the players are good parents. I'm talking to the parents. So, hey.
I'm going to stop the video right there. But listen. Go and watch the entire thing. It's on Valuetainment. Matter of fact, let me show it to you guys. Valuetainment. Andrew Tate explains how to fix America. Go watch this full interview because this is such a great interview. And I believe this is going to help a lot of young men. My channel is to encourage you guys. So I'm not going to show you something that's going to deter you on the wrong road. I'm here to uplift you guys. Whatever you're going through, you need to understand yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You need to have ego, confidence. Stop allowing this world to control how you think, what you think about. But yeah, if you love this content, I need you to hit that like and that subscribe button. And please, once you hit the like button, it will support this content and allow my video to be pushed out more. But Skinny Boy out.